Article 330.10(e)(8) of the National Electrical Code addresses the use of metal-clad cable, commonly referred to as MC cable, in specific applications. This section specifically permits MC cable to be installed as open runs of cable provided that it is not subject to physical damage. To understand the implications of this allowance, it is essential to define what constitutes an open run and the conditions under which this type of installation is acceptable. An open run refers to a cable installation where the cable is not concealed within a raceway, conduit, or other form of protection. Instead, the cable is exposed and directly accessible. This method of installation is often employed in areas where the cable is not likely to be damaged by physical impact, abrasion, or other environmental factors. The key condition for permitting MC cable as an open run is that it must not be subject to physical damage. This requirement ensures the safety and longevity of the electrical installation. Physical damage can result from various sources, including mechanical impact, abrasion, crushing, and exposure to corrosive substances. In areas where such risks are present, the NEC mandates the use of additional protection, such as installing the cable within a raceway or conduit. When MC cable is installed as an open run, it is crucial to adhere to the support requirements outlined in Article 330.30. This article specifies the maximum intervals at which the cable must be securely supported to prevent strain on the conductors and termination points. According to Article 330.30, MC cable installed as an open run must be supported at intervals not exceeding 6 feet. This support requirement ensures that the cable is properly secured and that its weight is evenly distributed, reducing the risk of sagging or damage. The support system must be designed to securely hold the cable without causing damage to its outer jacket or insulation. Acceptable support methods include cable ties, straps, and clamps specifically designed for use with MC cable. These supports should be installed in a manner that prevents the cable from being subjected to undue stress or strain. In addition to the 6-foot support interval, Article 330.30 may also specify additional support requirements in certain situations, such as when the cable is run horizontally or vertically. It is essential to consult the specific provisions of this article to ensure compliance with all applicable requirements. While Article 330.10(e)(8) permits MC cable to be installed as open runs in certain situations, it is important to note that this allowance is not without limitations. The NEC also includes provisions that restrict the use of MC cable in specific locations or applications. For example, MC cable may not be permitted in areas where it is exposed to corrosive substances, excessive moisture, or other environmental hazards that could damage the cable or its insulation. Similarly, MC cable may not be suitable for use in hazardous locations such as those containing flammable gases or vapors unless it is specifically listed and labeled for such use. To ensure compliance with all applicable requirements, it is essential to carefully evaluate the specific conditions of the installation and consult the relevant provisions of the NEC. This includes considering the potential for physical damage, environmental hazards, and any other factors that could affect the safety and performance of the electrical system. The allowance for installing MC cable as open runs under specific conditions offers flexibility in electrical installations, but it necessitates a thorough understanding of the NEC requirements. The provision that MC cable shall be permitted as open runs of cable where not subject to physical damage, as stated in Article 330.10(e)(8), does indeed mean that the cable does not have to closely follow the surface. It only needs to be supported every 6 feet, as specified in Article 330.30. This interpretation is crucial for electrical installers and inspectors to ensure compliance and safety in electrical systems. Now, let's delve deeper into the specifics of Article 330.10(e)(8) and Article 330.30 to provide a comprehensive understanding. Article 330.10 covers the uses permitted for MC cable, and subsection E8 is a key provision. This subsection explicitly allows MC cable to be installed as open runs in locations where it is not exposed to physical damage. The term open runs implies that the cable is not enclosed in a conduit or raceway but is exposed and directly accessible. The phrase "not subject to physical damage" is critical because it sets a condition for the permissibility of this installation method. Physical damage refers to conditions that could compromise the integrity of the cable, such as impact, abrasion, penetration, or other mechanical stresses. Locations where MC cable is permitted as open runs are typically areas where such physical damage is unlikely to occur. Examples include spaces above suspended ceilings, within walls, or in protected areas where the cable is not exposed to heavy traffic or potential impacts. Article 330.30 details the support requirements for MC cable, which are essential for ensuring the cable's long-term reliability and safety. Proper support prevents the cable from sagging, which can strain conductors and connections, leading to potential electrical hazards. The basic requirement outlined in Article 330.30 is that MC cable must be supported at intervals not exceeding 6 feet. This means that the distance between any two consecutive supports along the cable run should not be greater than 6 feet. This support interval is designed to provide adequate support to prevent excessive sagging and maintain the cable's position. In addition to the 6-foot support interval, there are specific requirements for supporting MC cable near boxes, cabinets, and fittings. According to Article 330.30, MC cable must be supported within 12 inches of these enclosures. This close support is necessary to prevent strain on the cable connections and ensure that the cable enters the enclosure securely. The support must be provided by straps, staples, hangers, or similar fittings designed and installed so as not to damage the cable. When installing MC cable as open runs, several additional considerations are important to ensure compliance with the NEC and best practices for electrical installations. Firstly, the choice of support hardware is crucial. The hardware must be appropriate for the size and type of MC cable being installed. It should also be made of materials that are compatible with the cable jacket to prevent corrosion or other forms of degradation. Secondly, the installation method must ensure that the cable is not subjected to undue stress or strain. This means avoiding sharp bends, excessive tension, and other conditions that could compromise the cable's integrity. Thirdly, the routing of the cable should be planned to minimize exposure to potential hazards. While Article 330.10E8 permits open runs where physical damage is unlikely, it is still important to avoid routing the cable through areas where it could be exposed to moisture, chemicals, or extreme temperatures. Fourthly, proper grounding and bonding are essential for ensuring electrical safety. The metal jacket of the MC cable must be effectively grounded to provide a low impedance path for fault currents. This helps to minimize the risk of electric shock and prevent damage to equipment in the event of a ground fault. Fifthly, inspections should be conducted to verify that the installation meets all applicable requirements. A qualified electrical inspector can identify any deficiencies and ensure that they are corrected before the system is energized. In summary, Article 330.10A8 allows MC cable to be installed as open runs where it is not subject to physical damage, and Article 330.30 requires that the cable be supported every 6 feet. Adhering to these requirements, along with careful planning and installation practices, is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. Now let's consider the practical implications of these code requirements in various installation scenarios. Firstly, in commercial buildings, MC cable is often used for branch circuit wiring above suspended ceilings. These areas are generally considered to be protected from physical damage, making them suitable for open runs of MC cable. The cable must be supported at intervals not exceeding 6 feet and within 12 inches of any junction boxes or light fixtures. Secondly, in residential buildings, MC cable is commonly used for wiring within walls and floors. Again, these areas are typically protected from physical damage, allowing for open runs of MC cable. The support requirements are the same as in commercial buildings, with a maximum interval of 6 feet and support within 12 inches of boxes and fittings. Thirdly, in industrial environments, the use of MC cable as open runs may be more limited due to the increased risk of physical damage. In areas where the cable is exposed to heavy machinery, vehicular traffic, or other potential hazards, it may be necessary to install the cable in conduit or other protective raceways. Fourthly, in damp or wet locations, the use of MC cable must be carefully evaluated to ensure that the cable is suitable for the environment. While MC cable is generally resistant to moisture, prolonged exposure to water or corrosive substances can damage the cable jacket and insulation. In such cases, it may be necessary to use a specialized type of MC cable that is specifically listed for wet locations or to provide additional protection, such as installing the cable in a waterproof conduit. In addition to the basic requirements of Article 330.10E8 and Article 330.30, there are several other factors that can affect the installation of MC cable as open runs. These factors include the ambient temperature, the presence of corrosive substances, and the potential for electromagnetic interference. The ambient temperature can affect the ampacity of the MC cable, which is the maximum amount of current that the cable can safely carry. The NEC provides ampacity tables that list the allowable ampacities for different types of MC cable at various temperatures. It is important to select a cable with an ampacity that is appropriate for the expected load and ambient temperature. The presence of corrosive substances can damage the cable jacket and insulation, leading to premature failure. In areas where corrosive substances are present, it may be necessary to use a specialized type of MC cable that is resistant to corrosion, or to provide additional protection, such as installing the cable in a corrosion-resistant conduit. The potential for electromagnetic interference can affect the performance of sensitive electronic equipment. In areas where electromagnetic interference is a concern, it may be necessary to use shielded MC cable, which is designed to reduce the amount of electromagnetic radiation emitted by the cable. In conclusion, the installation of MC cable as open runs is permitted under specific conditions outlined in Article 330.10E8 of the NEC. This allowance provides flexibility in electrical installations but requires careful attention to detail to ensure compliance with all applicable requirements. By understanding the provisions of Article 330.10E8 and Article 330.30, and by following best practices for cable installation, it is possible to create safe and reliable electrical systems that meet the needs of a wide range of applications.